I'm just going to walk you through a couple of the key features of this room. Over in the corner here, we have a big balcony, and you can't really fit any furniture there apart from this desk. So this is a desk I already had. These shelves, I bought the lumber from Langevin, which is a lumber mill in Montreal. This originally was a piece of tree that I cut into 4 different pieces, and then I just went with the black anchors there for the bottom. And then over on this side, this is the upper part of the tree, very rustic, as you can see. And then this is the custom pallet bed that we've built. There's the LED lighting that's underneath, and if I can just go around this side, this is the headboard that turns into a closet, and that's pretty much the only thing that I have left to do in this room, is to insert the railing system here for the closet, which will be copper piping, probably 1 inch thick. So this bedroom cost me about $200 in lumber, and it's great for me because I'm on a tight budget, and if I'd have bought something from IKEA, it probably would have cost me around $300 to $500 for a decent bed frame. And unfortunately, if I had to put that, it wouldn't fit in well because I can't put it against the wall. So that's the reason why I had to go custom. So I hope you like this room, and if you have any questions on how I built it, feel free to comment below. So this is the room that the pallet bed is going to go in. One of the biggest problems that we have is that I don't think it used to be a bedroom. I think it used to be a living room. As you can see with this bed here, this is just a full bed, and unfortunately we don't have space really to walk here. This is 75 inches, and you can see here I'm having trouble trying to walk past. Right now I have just 17 inches at the end of the bed. So the only real way that this bed can fit in this room is if I turn it. So if I do that now, so as you can see now, I have plenty of space to walk. Okay, that's one problem solved. But now, a bed normally goes against the wall for your headrest. And even if I was to buy an IKEA bed, well then, I'm still going to have this space here. It looks like the bed is just floating in the middle of the room. So, the second problem is that I don't really have much closet space, and I intend on renting this room out. So I'm going to need some place for the person to put all their stock, their stuff. Right now I just have this one here, which is about 24 inches deep and 24 inches wide, and it has shelves in it. You're not going to be able to put a lot of stuff in there. So what I figured was that I could extend this closet out by building the wall right here using the pallets, and then just put a bar across into the closet, and that's going to give them a whole kind of closet area just in the corner here. So by doing that, I'm solving 2 problems. It's not going to work with an IKEA bed, and plus I don't like IKEA beds. It's always best to have a plan before you start any project. If you don't have a plan, you really have no idea what it's going to turn out like. Here you can see that this is 3 stacks of pallets that I originally was going to build. That's what the bed will sit on. And on the back here you can see the headboard, as well as the other part of the closet, which is the top part here. So there'll be clothes on the other side of that extend into that closet over there. So by having this plan, I can visualize, I can almost see what the product will be, and I'll see the finished product. having a plan also helps you when you want to calculate your material. If you're working on a budget like me, you don't want to just randomly buy material just like that. You're going to spend more money than you need. You're going to have to go to Home Depot or Renault Depot too many times. You're going to start cutting wood that you don't need to cut, painting wood that you don't need to paint. So it's always best to have a plan, and then you can calculate the dimensions. If you haven't done this, how do you know that the bed is going to fit on the pallets? You don't know. So it doesn't need to be anything crazy. I mean, mine's just, what, 5 squares with dimensions? And that's really what you want, is the dimensions more than anything. Because what I like to do after this is I have my basic plan, and then as I'm putting it together, I can now start to see what it will look like, and I can just at that point just improvise on what I'm doing and try to improve on it. You know, I have an initial idea, and then I try to improve on it as I'm going along. So there you go. This is the plan. Have the plan before step 1. So here I am on step 1 of my pallet bed, trying to outdo IKEA. I decided that my pallet bed is going to have a whitewash finish to it, like anything on Pinterest. I don't know if you've ever whitewashed wood before, but if you put too much, then it's just going to be white. I've done that in the past. What you're looking for is that grain to come through, just like that. There you go. So you still see the pine come through. I'm using a primer for this because it's thin and because I had it, which means it's free. And that's what I'm looking for. There you go. Oh. What I like about this is that every single piece has a different effect to it. Some are more white, and then some are more pine colored, and then some of them have nice tiger stripes in the middle of them. Normally this kind of stuff is very monotonous and I get very bored, but this one is keeping me entertained. And there you go, step 1. Okay guys, step 2 is to cut the wood, and then step 3 is going to be to assemble the pallets. So normally for cutting the wood I'm going to use a miter saw, but the blade on my miter saw is finished, so it's just going to end up burning the wood. This is the problem with having multiple projects and then doing home projects too. You just don't have enough tools in the right place at the right time. So just to show you on my plan, see if you can see that. This is where the mattress would go across the top, and then this is crate 1, crate 2, crate 3, crate 4, crate 5, crate 6, and they're stacked in opposite directions. What I've decided, this is another benefit of having a plan, is that what I've decided is that I'm going to scrap this pallet and this pallet, and I'm just going to have the 2. That's going to total about 10 inches instead of the 15 that I've wrote there. I've done this to conserve on lumber. I'm doing this on a budget. I would have liked the extra height, but instead I've decided to go with just the 2. So here is where the forks would go inside the pallets. The length of the bed is 75 in total, and this is the great thing about having a plan, is that here you would see that the mattress would be flush. If the mattress is 75, it would be flush, but what I want is this to protrude out a little bit on this side and also on this side too. So I've identified that by drawing my plan. I've expanded on my plan, and so the dimensions here, I've basically split 75 into 2 to give me 2 pallets, which would give me 37.5 inches, some quick math. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to extend this, and I'm going to go, I think I'm just going to have an extra 2 inches just on the side protruding out from the mattress. So if I just add an inch to each pallet, I'm going to make it 38.5 width ways, not long ways. So basically now what I'm doing is I'm cutting these ones here. You see these ones here. These are the 2x4s that the 1x4s are attached to. So I'm just measuring and I'm going to cut them. And what I'm cutting them with is my Rockwell. If you don't have one of these and you do a lot of carpentry, like, this is a godsend. I love this tool. It's got a good blade on it. It's very lightweight, not compared to my other framing saw. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it with this. Made my life a little bit more difficult with this. It's easier with a miter saw, but I'm a professional, right? So what I also like about this is that it's not perfect. I don't want it to be perfect. I don't want it to be burnt if I had to use my miter saw. But it's not perfect. Pallets are not perfect. So these other ones we're going to keep to the side. Probably going to be able to use these for the headboard. Right now I've got 41 inches. I think the headboard is 26 or something like that. 26 and change. Whatever. So we'll keep those ones. That's the other good part about having a plan. If you have a plan, then you can identify what lumber to buy, so you buy one piece instead and make two cuts instead of having two pieces and two cuts. Waste of money, waste of time. One of the decisions I'm trying to make is whether to keep these as a pine color or to paint them white at the end. So, making decisions on the fly. I'm going to see how it looks when I put it together. Blah, blah. So next up is going to be pine latch. It's just a 1x4. Nothing special about that. $2.55 at Home Depot. So these ones I'm going to cut two at a time. And these ones need to be, they're going to go this way, so these ones are going to be the 38.5 inches. I don't know how many I actually needed. So I'm going to cut a few. See what happens. Like I say, a plan is just to give you a general idea. It's not the be all and end all. So I don't know if you heard that squeaking sound then. But that's basically when you cut a piece of wood, when it's straight, when you cut it, it should just cut right through it. But when there's a warp in the wood, the knots force the wood to bend, and as you're cutting through a warped part of the wood, you're cutting up, it's going to crimp the blade. And as it's crimping the blade, that's the sound that you're going to hear. That's going to tell you to back off. If you don't back off, it's going to kick at you, and it's going to hurt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Let's have 14 of them. I'll do another 2 more. Alright, I think we have enough to put one pallet together. Maybe 2. And of course, for the distance wise, I'm going to take one of these 1x4s. Put it right on the end. And this controls the distance. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to fire in this nail, this nail, this nail, and this nail, and then I'll take a measurement and I'm going to center this third one in the center. Oh, beauty. That's great already. Alright, so now we're going to flip it over. We're going to do the actual side. Yes, sir. So, also you'll notice that my hands are very dirty from the nails. That's a good thing. You want to put some of that on the bed. You want it to give it some grey. That's improvisation right there, but I think it'll look good. That is palette number 1. Very nice. Actually quite heavy. So, this one. It's not your bed. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to visualize what it's going to look like. So phone on this one. Let's put this one like this. So that's probably a better visual as to how the headboard will be. And if you can imagine, you'll be able to walk behind here, and then this will be the closet space here. So these ones will probably go in the same direction. However, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good like that. Maybe I'll keep it like that. I'm not sure. Kind of like it that it runs up like that. See, this is where you can visualize and try to picture how it would be. Like I say, there'll be another one in front here. Put the mattress on top. And another piece here that comes up into the wall. And then you're going to have your closet in there. Let me just put the mattress on just to see what it would look like. Mattress cover won't be pink, that's for sure. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Yeah. I'm going to be able to screw through those pieces of wood that I just put into the wood, and then it's going to hold it in place at least this, no, not this way. It won't fall over. See that gap here? And I close that gap, but you can still see it, which is what I wanted. Beauty. So now what I'm going to do is screw this headboard to the base of the bed. Now I can flip this back. So there you have it, guys. All done. If you have any questions about how I put this together, or maybe what the video wasn't clear enough for you, just feel free to leave some comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. George is already pieced out at this point. He's had enough. So like I say, thanks again for watching. See you next time.